everyone, I'm Lauren Johnson, and today I am going to give my rendition of Chicken and the Crocodile by Antonio Rocha. And here it is. Now, as you all know, it has been super hot in South Carolina for the past couple of days. But in Africa, it's been that much hotter. And on this particular day, the sun rose especially big and high, and it shone its rays, and it beamed all over the savannah. And all of the animals were just sweltering. They were drenched in sweat, and they couldn't breathe. It was miserable. And they all decided that it was time to go down to the watering hole because, when it's hot outside, the best thing to do is go swimming because that's the best way to cool off. Now, some might think that an animal like the cheetah would get there first because the cheetah is like the fastest animal in the world, right? Wrong. Cheetah did not get there first. And others might think that an animal big, brave, and strong like the lion would get there first because he roars and scratches and fights his way through everything. No, lion didn't get there first today. And others might think a zebra would get there first because zebras are awesome and they get everywhere first. No, zebra did not get there first. The animal that got there first that day was the chicken. Now, chicken, she went down to the watering hole and she dipped her toe in and she was like, "Oh, it is wonderful. This feels amazing." And she was feeling particularly gross and nasty because her feathers were completely damp with sweat. And so she just went on and dunked her whole body in, and she started drinking at the water and splashing and drinking and splashing and drinking and splashing. And while she was drinking and splashing, another animal that lived in the water hole started swimming around. He was lurking. And this animal was none other than Mr. Crocodile. And Crocodile perked up over the water and he said, "Well, looky there. Miss Chicken has come. And she is dancing around in that watering hole and she has no idea that I am here. Well, you know what? I think I'm due for my favorite meal, chicken." Because, everybody loves chicken, especially Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, what. Anyway, the crocodile lurked and he's like, "I'm getting chicken today." So he swims and he swims and he sneaks up on Chicken. And he gets really, really close and he opens his mouth really wide. And Chicken goes, "Crocodile, crocodile, crocodile, don't eat me. I am your sister." And he takes a swim back and he's like, "What?" And she dashes off into the forest. And he sits there and he ponders for a minute and he's like, "Chicken can't be my sister. Chicken lives in the forest. I live in the water. There is no way that Chicken is my sister." And so he swims back into the water, and we go on to the next day. And then the next day, the sun rose just as high and as hot as it did before, and it beamed over the savannah, and all the animals once again were sweltering. They were sweaty, they couldn't breathe, it was terrible. And once again, Chicken made her way down to the watering hole, and she got there first. And she dipped her toe in. "Ooh, this feels so good." And she ducked herself in, and she starts drinking the water and splashing in the water and drinking and splashing and drinking and splashing. And all the drinking and splashing got the attention, once again, of the crocodile. And the crocodile perks up, and he goes, "Looky there. This Chicken is in my watering hole again. You'd think she would have learned from yesterday that I was going to eat her. But she didn't. So, since I didn't get any yesterday, I'm going to have chicken for dinner today." So, he sneaks up really close and opens his mouth big and wide. And Chicken goes, Crocodile, I told you yesterday, don't eat me. I am your sister. And Crocodile swims back and he says, what? And Chicken runs off into the forest. And Crocodile is left there and he thinks, there's no way the chicken is my sister. She lives in the forest. I live in the water. She has a nice tiny beak and she eats corn and grass and stuff. And I eat other animals because my mouth is big and wide and I have big nasty teeth. There's no way that Chicken is my sister. And Crocodile was left with an empty stomach one more time. He goes back into the water. And the next day, once again, the sun rose just as high and just as hot, and it beamed all over the savannah, and all the animals were sweltering and hot and couldn't breathe and sweating, and Chicken rushed down to the watering hole, and she dunked herself in, and she started drinking and splashing, and today, Crocodile saw the chicken, and he goes, I'm not letting that chicken get away today. She is not my sister. I'm having Chicken. And he sneaks up and opens his mouth really wide. And Chicken's like, I'm your sister! And she runs off into the forest. And this time, Crocodile runs after her. And as he's running through the forest, all the animals start freaking out because the crocodile's in the forest. Oh gosh, I don't want him to eat me. And so they hide up in the trees, they hide in the bushes, and they make a clear path. And Crocodile races straight through until he comes upon a lizard. And the lizard on the tree says, hello, Mr. Crocodile. What brings you into the forest today? And Crocodile says, I'm looking for Chicken. Chicken keeps saying she's my sister, and she's not, and I want Chicken for dinner. So I'm trying to find her so I can eat her up. And Lizard says, oh, but you know, Crocodile, Chicken's not so wrong. And Crocodile says, what? No! You see, it's obvious. Chicken lives in here in the forest, and I live in the water. Chicken has a little tiny beak, and I have big nasty teeth. And another thing, Chicken has fluffy feathery skin, and I have rough scaly skin. There's no way, no how, no way that Chicken is my sister. And Lizard thinks for a moment and he says, well, Crocodile, don't you know that you have something in common with the chicken? And he's like, no, I don't. She's not my sister. There's no way. And he goes, you know, Crocodile, you lay eggs. And Crocodile goes, and? You know who else lays eggs? Who? Turtle lays eggs. And so does Snake. And Chicken lays eggs. What? Said the Crocodile. Yes. Chicken, like you, lays eggs. So therefore, she is your sister. You see? And he's like, I don't get it. And he says, well, you see, while we as animals all may be different, we may live in different places, and we may have different types of skin, and we may have different types of teeth. But sometimes we have things in common. And another thing we have in common is that we all share this forest and the watering hole. And that is what makes us brothers and sisters. And Crocodile said, I never thought about that before. Well then. And he turns around and he runs back into the water and he goes to stay. And Chicken did not get eaten that day. The end.